very enlightened.
Maul is the one who really wanted like the baseball. He's the one who wanted the jerseys, and Maul played baseball.
Really?
Growing, yeah.
I never knew.
I thought you guys were friends.
No, we're friends, but we talk about very particular friend things.
What?
When I sit down, Maul and I have had like deep conversations on our porch, but like Maul and I, we talk about sneakers. We talk a lot about family, our family relationships. We talk about folks having us fucked up. That's two Pisces. We talk about that very deeply. And since you know our personalities, you can only imagine, how that conversation goes. But and I've talked about him hunting. Yeah, he's told me about.
Oh yeah, he does go hunting. Yeah. It's weird. I'm from Texas, and I have literally never gone hunting. I've never shot a gun.
Really?
But I'm like, Maul,
I
want to go. Everything is bigger. Look at me. I'm 6 feet tall. What you mean? But I have not gone hunting. I have not done that. So it's on my bucket list. And I keep telling Maul, I'm like, so Maul.
He's great at what he does too.
Yeah, I can only see the pictures. I'm trying to go in person.
Yeah.
Maul, if you see this. Lego? Okay. I just needed him to get the point. Yeah. But yeah. That's what going back to it, our bats. I don't know if that's where the jerseys came from specifically. It could have. It works together with it, obviously.
Are you aware of how beautiful your presentation has been? Like
of our product?
From the outside looking in.
I'd say yes, because
I love the colors and the color grading that you guys have put together.
Thank you. I say yes as the chief customer officer for the brand, because that's where, for me, like, and how I kind of describe it is like I'm the people person, but what my focus is like making sure you get the point of the brand, like the customers get the point of the brand, that they understand where we're coming from, and also just to make sure that there's uniformity amongst our representation between, like, Instagram, Twitter, being online, like making sure it's all cohesive and that we're represented, I think, in the best way possible.
Just like this product represents you.
This product represents me? Yeah. What? Me? That's funny. So yeah, I mean, it does represent me. This is Fade. This is like, literally, this is my baby. It's really old. I'm not saying this bottle is old, y'all.
Can you hold it closer to the camera?
Yeah.
I want to get a little close up. I'm gonna. Yeah, there we go. Good zoom. Okay. All right. Cool. You could go back. Oh, nice nails. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
With the shake well, be well. Since I always say be well. But yeah, I say it's old because, like, technically I started making lemonade back in 2017, like really long time ago, and then and then I stopped doing
and tried to figure things out, or were you just making it for yourself? How did that
no
start?
So I was actually assisting a friend in, like, at this time, like, there was a
this good old juncture, I like that word. This juncture in my life,
this point. No, I would say, like, how I met Bouquet to begin with was through a, like, Cannabis group chat, and we all ended up meeting each other because I play in the potluck. I am, again, the people person. I like getting people together.
Your fro's giving me so much life. I'm sorry, I just had to let you know that. Like,
thank you.
This is beautiful. Yeah. Woo! Whoa!
Right? You saw the flip.
Buoyancy!
You saw the flip.
Okay,
is
body.
It flowing in the wind.
All right, hair. Giving black girl magic.
Yo, I can't with you, dude. I can't with you. So I have lost my place. We were talking about
how you met Bouquet and the group chat that you were part of. You were all a part of.
But why? Why was I talking about it? There was something that led to it from beforehand.
Well, you started with the lemonade, and then you said how I all.
Gotcha. Thank you. So also another thing, I get very off track very easily. So
I keep in mind to stay on track. for you guys. Like when that happens, like, hey, I got you. This is where we were.
Thank you.
It's practice.
I mean, yeah, no, that's helpful because I'm not good at it.
You
But
don't like people who want to do that kind of stuff, honestly.
I mean, yes, yeah. I mean, because it means you have to be paying attention to them. But there are plenty of people that I do like and pay attention to, and still just, again, think it's the ADHD thing there. Because I'll be looking at a person and they're talking, and I'm honest though. I'm a super honest person, for better or for worse. And like, people will talk to me, and I'll just look and I'll be like, I'm really sorry. Can you say that again? I was listening, but I wasn't listening. And they're just like, can't be mad. And I'm like, thank you.
You're honest.
Yeah, yes, actually I talked to my best friend about that last night. She was like, that's something I've always loved about you. And I'm like, what? And she was like, you were just honest. She's like, and you do your best to like try and say it like nicely, but like you're honest. Like you always say what you feel. And I'm like, I try. I was like, I don't think it's always a good thing, but I literally can't help it. Mm-hmm. Don't know how. Like, I think there's supposed to be a mechanism
that stops you.
that stops you. And I don't think it's there for me. Because I literally, like, I've tested it out before. Like, there will be things where I'm like, okay, you're not going to say it. 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 So, I'm just it's like the more you tell yourself no, the more I have to do it. So
it starts fighting.
Yeah, so that's where I'm just like, you know what, just.
Are you sure?
Yes.
So you're sure?
Yes. And I'm just like, you're gonna do it now. That's why I end up saying hi to people all the time. I'm like, they look familiar. Mm-hmm. You should see if they're familiar. You should say hi. No, you don't need to. Hey, are you that person from Instagram? That person I saw, I think maybe once. Mm-hmm. And it's always like, yeah. I'm normally right. But like, you know, going back to how I met Bouquet. Mm-hmm. Yes, how I met Bouquet was through this group chat, and there, you know, plenty of vendors in there in regards to flower infused products, this and that. And at the time there was lemonade going around, and I was like, you know what? And I was helping with like the production, or not production, but I was helping with like the delivery of it. Like I was one of the wholesalers for it. And while doing it, I was like, this is good. This is nice. But I think I can do this and potentially do it better. No shade to them, you know, of course. I was just like, your product is great, but I know what I want. I know what I like. And I'm like, if I can do it, why not do it? So I decided to make my own lemonade. And then I just started to do that. And it was quite successful. And then life got busy.
I was going to say, why did you put it down then?
Life got busy. I got like a second job. That's when I started to work at the dispensary, and I didn't realize how much time it actually took to.
What was the? I'm sorry.
Because I literally will make these like by hand, so I tend to have them like. Yeah, so like I tend to. It's literally nothing more than like lemon juice and water, or not lemon juice, lemon sugar and water. Like it's lemonade, guys. It's literally lemonade. But yeah, when I make it by hand, it's like, you know, I have all of the separate ingredients and making it in a small batch each time. When people be like, oh yeah, I want 10, and I'm like, okay, yeah, not a problem. Then I have one bowl that only makes 4, and then you're like, okay, yep, gonna do this set. Then I gotta do it again, and okay, now I got this one that does 2, like. So it just became a lot of time, and then like working on the packaging, like the labels and stuff. So
have you ever written this whole process down?
In regards to
just streamlining and simplifying it for yourself.
What do you mean?
The bowls, the measurements, the liquids, the process of the graphics for each bottle. So like, let's say, and this is a wild concept, you were just like, fuck it, we're gonna make a business, I'm gonna hire 2 people to do this, here's the instructions on how to do this, instead of you having to measure everything out each time you do it.
I've thought about that, yeah, of course, but wasn't making that kind of, for me it was like, oh, outsourcing, like I'm doing this for me to have the money, but I totally get it. But like, yeah, at some point that is the goal, but it's not that difficult. I think it's also a matter of like, okay, if it's gonna be faster, just get more of the items I need. So for me, it now also becomes about space. Do I have the space to hold those items? So that's really, yeah. So it's not necessarily that I need to outsource it, that it needs to happen. It's just what capacity can I maintain at that moment? And yeah, like I said, life just got busy, and that's where I was like, we're gonna stay small. But I probably should have continued to go because it was fun. And when I say it, like, yeah, I really like food. So I tend to do like volunteering events, and I volunteer for the Rammies, which is like, so Rammies are, you know, RAMW, Restaurant Association of the Metropolitan Washington area. They have their own award show for the food industry, and it's called the Rammies. So it's like the Grammys for food. And me and my friends, we volunteer for it. And funny enough, this past year we went and I met, what is his name? He's a Hall of Famer, NBA player. But he was there. He came out with champagne, and we were drinking his champagne. It was good. I just wanted to say that. I wish I could remember his name. And people were like, "Oh, you don't know who that is?"
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah
Thomas?
Yes, it's Isaiah Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I expected him to be taller.
How tall is he?
I think he's like my height.
Yes. So he's like 6'1".
Yeah.
You know, when you're older, your back, you start to do that better.
He's like 5'11", 6 foot. You know, for me, the problem is I'm tall. So I'm just like expecting 6'4", 6'5". Yeah. And so I'm like standing there and I'm like,
yeah.
Because they were like, he's right behind you. And I'm looking around, I'm like, where?
That's where you're expecting to look up. Not
yes.
Directly
and they were like,
you
oh no.
Eye
and I'm
contact.
like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. But he was very, very nice. I was like, oh, I'll have to tell my dad that I saw you. And he was like, oh yeah, tell him I said hello. And I was like, you're saying this like you know this man. You don't know this man. But I was like, this is so nice. Right? So all of this to say, again, tangents. Woo, woo, woo. Back on the road. But while I was at the Rammies, funny enough, I bumped into like one of my customers at the Isaiah Thomas champagne table, and they were like, so this lemonade, and they were like, have you restarted it? And I'm like, I was like, I'm working on it. And they were like, no, literally, like, you need to do it, like, we want it, we truly want it. And they were like, it's the best that we have ever had, like, it's really good, you need to do it. And I was like,
what was this?
That was this past year, literally this past Rammies. So when was that? Maybe September, August, yeah, 2021. And I haven't done the lemonade in probably a solid year plus. I definitely didn't do it through the pandemic. So
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. So I will say, like, shout out to them. Thank them for like not remotivating me, but like
reinvigorating that.
Yes. Because it's not that I never wanted to do this, but to hear someone who's like that passionate about your product, which I'm sure you feel in regards to, you know, Get Home Safe. It's like when someone says like, I really love this, like, I can't believe what you're doing. Like, to hear someone say that about the lemonade for me was like, I was just making some lemonade. Like, you love it? Like, you love me? Okay. So yeah, I've been doing it since 2017, but I took a long hiatus, and I want to pick that back up. That's kind of like my thing. It's
Let me know how I can help. I am so excited for you.
I've got to start working on my social media presence, because I created the page like probably like 2-3 years ago. Again, I'm on it,